We're all playing with jewelry today on the farm, folks. Yeah, we're back into the welding. My daughter Julia wants to play with horseshoes, and she's trying to figure out how to make a jewelry holder. She saw a picture of one of these online, and she thought, well, maybe she could give a whack at it with the welder. So she's got the MIG welder out today, a couple pairs of horseshoes. I think they're just a special size, probably double-aught. And she is trying to kind of plan how she's going to get in here and get this welded, because it's really tight space for her. And you know, it's kind of neat when you watch somebody do some welding in some tight spaces. Sometimes it makes it a little bit more of a challenge as we figure out how we want to do it. You know, she's got to work a little bit more with the magnets this time. She's got to be really touchy and just kind of spot MIG those things in so they don't move. That creates a little bit of a different talent, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you even got to let your copper come out a little long to reach in the crack and not so close to the nozzle there where the gas is coming out. I'm trying to give her little tips and pointers as she goes along. The reality is she's probably just as good as me, but either way, she's welding in here. She's getting the two shoes perfectly together. She anticipates taking these to the fair. She's hopeful that maybe she can even win in Minnesota State Fair trip. The welding is going pretty good for her as of late. She's even looking into a couple welding schools. So teaching this girl how to weld might pay off in the future. Now, I gave her a couple horseshoe nails, and she's just got to figure out how to get those in place. Now, the headache with a horseshoe nail is it's very small, as you guys know. It goes right down to a tip. And I'm pretty darn sure that if she tries to put a horseshoe nail in this, the welder is going to give her trouble. It's got to do with our welder. We have a combination, Victory welder. It's not the most perfect welder in the world. So what she's trying to do is kind of get them at the right length to get them in, because she can't cut them on the backside because of the fact that it's welded together at this point. And then she's going to try to braze these on top. And brazing is still a form of welding, folks. It's just a little less temperature and a little more fine detailed. Julia's been brazing now, I think, for 3 years, and her brazing skills are excellent. One of the headaches she's having here today is she's starting to run out of acetylene, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But she got them on, which is all we wanted. So she's got 4 on here. She debated whether to do 6. But the top holes on these shoes are pretty small, which would take even a finer nail. And then the question is, how much strength would she have? So overall, I think she did the right move here by doing the ones she did. And I think they'll work out really well. So a little bit of cleanup, and then out comes the Rust-Oleum. Our first thought is we'll spiderweb spray it. And then the other one we thought maybe we'll dip. So try to have 2 different styles. So she black coated it and then sprayed it. And then here I was trying to help her with a dip because it's kind of a 2-person job. Took a bucket of water, red, white, gray, and just kind of sat there and put some spray paint on the top of the water. We're using the 2X Rust-Oleum. They're oil-based spray paints. Obviously that works better when you're spraying it on water because you want it to sit up at the top and float. Took us a little bit of time to get enough color into the bucket that time, and then we're just going to do a dip on the top. We're not going to worry about the bottom horseshoe. When you're doing dips in water, you really only get to go through the film one time. So for us, it's kind of a go for it once and do it. I'm going to hold the bottom of this and help her do it just so that I get a nice set. And then I'm going to use her hands to kind of get, once I'm into the water a ways, try to get the rest of the paint away from it so when I come back up, the backside stays nice. And she does a really good job of getting that done here. And then, when we're done with these, we'll just spray them with a quick clear coat and call it a day. Ooh, that worked out really nice. I think you guys are going to like it here. She made a nice holder for it. Horseshoe ring holders, she's calling these. She made a pair of them for fair. She's hoping they do well. She's hoping they appreciate them because they're combination welding techniques, obviously MIG and brazen. They're really pretty. She can put rings on them here. Now the jewelry we take to the fair will be this, kind of fake cheap jewelry. That way if it gets ripped off, it's no big deal. But we're really hoping that this skill starts really benefiting her. I've taught all my kids to weld. They've all done a pretty good job of learning it. But, like anything, some kids have a talent for things and other kids don't. Julia seems to have a talent on it, and I'm really glad we taught her to weld. I'm thinking this might even get to the point of profitable hourly work in the future. So this is it. We got horseshoe ring holders. We felted the bottom of these. We put them on a nice red stand here with a little bit of wood background to kind of make them pop. And we're really hoping she does well at the fair. If you get a chance, kids out there, pick up a welder and see what you can do.